Hi, everyone. Welcome to Boxing Bells, where her story packs a punch. I'm your host, Laura, and I cannot wait to kick off this next interview with my incredible guest. She's a certified personal trainer, a total powerhouse, and the amazing wife of professional boxer Gabe King Rosado. With Gabe's big fight coming up this weekend, we're catching up with Andrea to talk about her story, her focus, and what it really looks like to hold it down in one of the most brutal sports in the world. Andrea, I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm so
Um,
happy. It's an honor.
yeah, I know it's got to be an intense week. So, first, thanks so much for taking time out to chat with us. How are you feeling right now as fight night gets closer?
I feel like the closer it gets, the nerves do start to kick in. You're like at the beginning, you're a little numb, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. And then the week of, you obviously never want to show your nerves because the sport is very much mental, right? You just got to stay praying. And I just stay
Yes.
praying throughout my whole day. I'm like, Lord, just, you got my husband. You got my husband.
I love that. I'd love to back up a little bit and talk about you. Like before this fight world, who was Andrea and what sparked your love for fitness?
Oh my goodness. So fitness has always been a part of my life, thankfully, because of my parents. My parents really instilled in us how important it is to take care of yourself, especially as a woman, right? So, fitness really changed my life and it got me out of a lot of difficult situations. And it really taught me self love and effort and how loving yourself is effort, right? It's not just
Mm.
like, oh, the self care, it's so cute. No, like you really have to work so hard at it and show up every single day. So, before my husband, I was really just involved in that and just truly working towards just being
I
better in
love
every area. And obviously, like you continue to learn, right?
it.
Because there's always obstacles, you're growing, there's so many transitions in a woman's life. And then you get married, and then that's a whole other transition of
Yeah.
things that you have to learn.
I love the fact that you've always had that love for fitness. And I
Mhm.
absolutely loved what you said about it takes love to take care of yourself. That absolutely resonates. I'm so curious, what made you want to become a certified personal trainer? Was there like a specific moment or experience that pushed you that way?
Honestly, aside from me realizing that, obviously, like you want to look good, you want
No.
the aesthetics, you want the body, you want to feel confident in yourself. And fitness does bring you to confidence. A lot of it came from looking at my mom and when she went through premenopause and then menopause, and just seeing how if we were to go the extra mile and like teach women how to take care of themselves when they're in their 20s, because you're not going to stay in your 20s forever. So if we were to go that extra mile into teaching so that we can develop that discipline, those transitions would be so much better. Not that they would be easier, but they would just be so much better because you would already learn how to take care of yourself. Most definitely the passion of helping women learn in each
I
transition, or if they're younger, help them learn so that they can carry that.
girlfriend, I turned 41 and now all of a sudden I'm about to turn 42 in like 2 months. And that transition is wild and you're
Yeah.
kind of not ready for it. And you're like, wait, I can't lose weight like I used to before.
You
Like,
look amazing, by the
oh,
way.
thank you.
I would have never thought.
I'm
You
like,
look
I will be
amazing.
dialing you up the next time I'm on the West Coast for
Yeah,
a
your skin,
session.
your glow. I would have never
Thank,
thought. You look
oh,
amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, by the way.
Thank you, but it's not the same. And you always hear people say, like, wait till you're older, it's really not the same, and can confirm,
Yeah.
it's extra battle. That is for sure. What would you say as a personal trainer? What's your personal training style? Are you more of like motivator, drill sergeant, or like the calm in the storm?
It's crazy because I get so many different personalities, but
Yeah.
overall, I like being the motivator and also more logical. Like, hey, this sucks, but it's going to suck even more when you get to a certain age and your knees hurt and you can't bend over and touch your toes, So
For sure.
I definitely motivate them a lot. But then if it's like, you're not listening, then yeah, like I'll be a drill sergeant. I'll be like, come on, you also paid for this. Do this for yourself. Like your best you is at the end of this. Come on.
And I think people should find their niche, right? Or what
Yeah.
they really like to do. That's kind of how I found boxing. I would watch it a lot. And then I finally got in
Yeah.
the gym and was like, wow, I can work out. And I don't think of it as a workout.
Yeah.
Like when I'm just running, I'm like, okay, this is working out and this sucks, but boxing just makes you focus so much on what you're
So
doing.
much.
You kind of forget about everything else, which is awesome.
I
Yeah.
think it's crazy. When I first started doing it with my husband,
Yeah.
one, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like, your training is insane. I'm
Whoa.
exhausted, but it's also a release. Like, you feel the tension leave. And I think it's so good. I always tell people, I'm like, if it's not weightlifting, do boxing. If it's not
Oh my
boxing,
gosh.
cycling. If it's not cycling, find it. But boxing is such a release, and I think it's so good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely therapeutic. I'm getting like flashes of like you training with your husband. Like that is like how like were you scared or were you like, man, I have a certain bar I need to hit right now?
100%. Oh my goodness. I was like, okay, don't fall on your ass. Come on, like keep up. And it's like boxing. My husband always tells me boxing is like dancing. And it is, because you have to
Mm,
get the combos. Like, you have to listen and you have to
yeah.
be in sync with your body. So I
Yeah.
would move faster than like when he would give the instruction, and I would get so nervous. I'm like, I can't look like an idiot. Oh my God, he's a professional. Like, I can't look like I'm uncoordinated.
Right.
It's really good though. I really recommend, like, as a boxing wife, like, you have to train with your husband at least a few times. You have
Yeah,
to.
that's very cool. I feel like it's like the most hardcore version of Simon
Yeah.
Says, right?
He's just like, focus, focus. I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh, I would be shaking in my boots. It's for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But when you're not in the gym, maybe like you're not around the boxing world, what brings you peace? What brings you joy?
There's like a few things, but I would say my home. Like, it's weird. Like, I love our home. Like, I love, putting our home together and just walking in the house and it's fresh. I also love, reading the word. That's been something really big that like both of us share together, but it really, really helps. Like, for me, it really helps my mind. And I think that those two things have been big, especially being married,
Yeah,
because if I'm not working, if I'm not training, like, I'm
sure.
at home and
Yeah.
I'm serving my home, and I'm also seeing like how I can help my husband or whatever he has going on, because
Yeah.
boxing is a really tough sport. So if you're a wife, you have to be a huge support system. So I
Yeah.
think for me, what really brings me peace is my home and really taking care of myself. So like I said, with the word, like reading, or if it's not just reading other books aside from the Bible, or just self-care, everything that has to do with facials, or if it's a massage or whatever it is, just to recharge and be able
Yeah.
to pour into his cup.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like sometimes if you're running around all day, maybe you're just getting drained, right? Like you said, you
Yeah.
really have to take that second to make sure to put that oxygen mask back on you,
Yeah.
right?
Well, because even with training, you have so many people, and whether
Yeah,
you like it or not, like, you can
yeah.
love people, but it's like, I need to be alone.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And man, you seem so grounded. What would you say keeps you centered when everything maybe around you might feel like it's so intense or so high energy?
So there's two things, and it's something that I'm really like trying to like you. It's like an everyday effort. Like, you have to work on every day. So they would be God, honestly, and then also just being grateful. Like, when
Mm,
things are being too much, I'm like, okay, like, I'm grateful my husband has these opportunities. I'm grateful I have these clients. I'm grateful I have this
yes.
home that's
Yes.
messy. So I have a messy home to take care of, and I have a home, but I have a home.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's just remembering, like, if it's too much, oh, okay, but we prayed for this. We prayed for
Yes.
this fight. We prayed so that I could have these clients. We prayed for this home, for
Yeah.
a peaceful home, right? So
Yeah.
gratitude has been a really big one lately. Yeah.
I love that. And I love how that can really change your mentality and the way that you look at things, right? So,
Hmm.
if you had mentioned being in a stress moment and just kind of looking at that differently, like,
Yeah.
I'm so lucky. I'm so thankful that I am able to do these things. So, I love that. Let's jump back into Fight week. I feel like a lot of fans, myself included, a huge boxing fan, we get to see these super cool fights, and maybe we'll see like the highlight reels right before the fight of, the boxer is in training camp and fighting and all that and getting ready for this huge fight, and they sometimes don't show what it's really like for families, right? During this stretch of time. What's life like in your world right now during fight week and getting ready for the fight? I know you're on the West Coast right now and the fight's on the East Coast.
Oh my goodness. Well, usually, so he did this camp in Puerto Rico, but usually, like when he's here, like his last camp, I'm his nutritionist, I'm cooking for him, making sure everything's good, like the house is good. But I think that in every fight, and a lot of wives can agree, especially the wives that have been in this for years, is you're preparing yourself mentally and spiritually, because it's not only for the day of the fight, but it's in the process of like, my husband is really going through it right now. Not that he's going through it in a bad way, but it's like to cut the weight, to train,
Right.
to get where you need to get to, the skill, the technique. It's like he has a lot of battles with himself, right? He has to push every single time, train harder, change his diet. And it's like, when you change your diet, you're hungry. It's normal. Like if you get on a calorie deficit, it will be healthy for you, like your macros, it'll be healthy what your body needs, but you're going to be hungry,
Hmm.
right? And it's all mental. It's like, as a wife, it's okay, I have my things because I'm a human being, right? And I'm a woman. So, hey, some days I might be super emotional. Some days I might be cranky. But it's remembering my husband can't with that right now. And I have to
Right.
communicate. And it's been something that we've learned a lot, that I have to communicate. I can't just show up in a mood. It's like I have to be mindful. And
Right.
I have to be able to tell my husband, hey, I want to help you, but right now, just like give me a sec, and be patient and be loving and know like it's not all about me. My husband's going to go to war right now. I have to be very, very at peace with myself so I can be able to serve him, even if he's in Puerto Rico right now. So it's like,
Totally.
how can I talk to him? What words of encouragement does he need? Or how can I better pray for him?
Right.
So I would honestly say, especially right now, it's all mental and spiritual and how I can show up for him
Yeah.
and for myself to get ready for
Yeah.
battle.
Absolutely. And gosh, I'm just thinking about like you being his nutritionist, right? That's kind of like you're in a whole different, capacity, like a different hat, especially with a boxer that's cutting weight, right? And trying to keep the fighter like energized full, but still knowing like, hey, you're on
Yeah.
a calorie deficit. That's gotta be so challenging, and just being able to like jump right in and
Yeah.
doing that for
Yeah. And
yeah.
obviously, I learned bits and pieces because if I'm being honest, I didn't have a background in boxing. And so when I married him, it's like you're learning all these things. And thankfully, I've always like loved fitness. I was like, okay, like switch out rice for different carbs, switch out rice for bell peppers, switch out rice for purple tomatoes. So it's just figuring out what helps him the most, what doesn't hold water weight, and what is going to give him energy, but also help him burn at the same time.
What's one thing people maybe never see about fight week that's so real for you right now?
Like for me personally, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a wife, it's the nerves. It's okay, we got to get the outfit. The outfit has to be good. It has to be perfect. Did it get done? Okay, the gloves. Just a preparation, everything that he needs leading up to the weigh in, leading up to the fight, everything has to come together. And then it's also like thinking ahead, like, what is he going to need before he says anything? Or
Right.
how can I assist? Or how can I pull back? Because when they're cutting weight, they're different. So it's like, how can I pull back?
Totally.
When can I approach in the sense of like, I just want you to focus. Like, for example, I fly into New York at 5 a.m. on Friday, right?
Wow.
Friday's the weigh in, right?
Wow.
So it's like, you're going to be exhausted. You've cut all this weight. What can I do to not bring anything to your plate?
Right.
And I've learned
You're
that a
like, I'm
lot with
here,
him.
but I'm not here.
What
Yeah.
can I do to not add anything to your plate, but to just help you?
Yeah.
And that's basically how it is the whole week before, because you just want them to focus on their fight. They're going into battle. This isn't like basketball, which I'm not knocking basketball, but it's like, my man's going to take a punch. It's
Yes,
very different, right? So
absolutely.
it's very much like, don't worry about anything else.
Yeah.
You can't think about anything else.
Whereas, any other sport, the risk of getting injured is a lot lower, right? In
Right.
basketball, it's not the goal to punch
Yeah.
somebody or knock somebody else out
The goal
for
isn't to get knocked out or to knock
exactly.
your opponent out. So it's like
Yeah.
everything else is irrelevant right now, babe.
It's on such a different level for
Yeah.
sure. When it's fight night, when that bell rings, where is your head and your heart in those rounds?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And I just remember the last fight where I was like, I don't even think I was breathing
No.
because I was just sitting there. I was like, I literally do the same where I'm just like,
You're
because
like,
I
oh,
just was so not like in shock, but I'm just like on airplane
yeah.
mode because I'm just like, Lord, please protect my husband. And just cheering for him. And also, I'm very proud because I see the hard work, I see the fruits of his labor,
Yeah.
and I'm very confident in his talent and his ethic. But in that moment, you're just like, don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but do
Yeah.
that. But I just feel like time stops. Literally,
Yeah.
time stops. And it's like, breathe.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget to breathe, girl. You have to
Yeah.
breathe. And it feels so slow. Like when I watch other fights, I'm like, oh, that was it. That was fast. When I'm watching him, it feels so slow. The moment the bell rings, my heart just stops. And I don't hear anything. Like
That's crazy.
anything. The crowd, nothing. I'm just like
So focused.
watching, you're proud, you have adrenaline, and you're also like, yeah, get him. But at the same time, you're like, that's my husband. That's my husband out
Yeah.
there.
You're like, yeah. I mean, it's got to be one of the hardest things mentally to go through too, because you have every single emotion just on the plate.
Yeah.
And what about when the fight's finally over? What's that first moment of exhale like for you?
Oh my goodness. It's so much. You're so proud because
Yeah.
they work so hard. And I'm not gonna lie, like before being with my husband, I had no idea. And now seeing the preparation mentally and physically, I'm like, whoa, like you're not like everybody else. You're like superhuman. This is crazy. And so then after the fight, you're overwhelmed with being so proud. You're like, wow, you did that. You did that. And I got to witness that. But you are like, I can breathe. Like, all right,
Yes.
God is good. There's like
Yes.
the pressure on my chest has left,
Yes.
and all you want to do is just hug them and then feed
Yeah.
them.
And just switching gears, on being a wife and a partner, how do you balance, being a partner as well as maintaining and being your own person?
I think like when you're married, or even like if you've been like in a long relationship, you have to learn that balance
Yes.
because it can be really easy to just pour, pour, pour. But if you keep pouring, 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 you're not pouring into yourself. So then you start to run on E, right? So I think that's really come with our marriage and also our friendship and like communicating. Like, I want to be there for him, but in order for me to be there for him fully and love him well and serve him well, like I have to take time for myself. So I've had to draw boundaries because I think that in the past I was a big people pleaser. So it was like I didn't want to let down. I always wanted to show up. If you needed this, I wanted to do it. Even if I didn't know how to do it, I just would want to because you don't want to let anybody down. But I think it's just being really honest with yourself and your partner and being like, these are my goals. This is what I want to do career wise, or like get here emotionally, get here spiritually, get here even beauty wise, because we're girls, let's not lie. Like, we want to take care of ourselves. So it's communicating that and also just becoming confident and like, okay, I'm here to serve my husband and to love on him, but I also have a right to do that for myself because if not,
Yeah.
he's not going to get the best of me. And I also deserve to live out my purpose, whatever that becomes to be. So I
Yeah.
definitely would say communicating and setting those boundaries, and just
Yeah.
as much as you want to show up for somebody, you have to show up for yourself. Like, you have to make
Absolutely.
it a point.
Yeah. In what ways has being married to a fighter shaped your own sense of strength?
Oh my goodness. This is a good one because I don't think I've ever told my husband this, but I've learned so much from him. Like, he's one of one, honestly. I've never met anybody like him, and I don't think there's anybody like him. He's so resilient. And if he doesn't know something, he'll figure it out. He never gives up. He always puts his best foot forward. Again, even if he doesn't know, he learns it, right? So he's taught me a lot about, yes, I'm a woman and I'm emotional, but also grasp the logical side. You know, find a solution. Be strong for yourself. Like, not just, oh, this is what, like, for example, society says I have to be strong. No, but just be strong for yourself because you want to put your best foot forward, because you want to do things well, right? So he's my husband, so, you know, there's been times where I look up his fights and I look him up and I'm like, wow, just seeing, you know, he's such a warrior, right? He
Yeah.
would lose one, but then come back tenfold. He would take the punches and it would look like he lost, but then he would come up from it, right? It's really inspiring, and it really pushes me as a wife to be that determined, to want to create, to keep pushing, even like in your low moments, because you can do it. Like, you can feel like you're at zero, but if you put in that effort, you'll get to 100. So it's really pushed me to be better with my resilience, with not being down on myself. Just get up and do it. Just get up and do it. Yeah, like, you know, because it's funny because he's like, yeah, you're a girl and it's okay to feel things, but like, you're strong, you're a woman. Like, women do incredible things. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right, you know? And it's taught me so much discipline. Like, boxing is discipline. Like, you can't, if you haven't trained, you're gonna see it. We're all gonna see it. We're all gonna tell that, like, you didn't put the effort in, right?
Yeah.
And he always tells me, he's like, when you're in the ring, people see who you are. And that, oh, like, damn. Like, it exposes you. He would say the ring exposes who you are. And I'm like, wow. And so I think of myself individually and I think of our marriage, and it's like, boxing is all about the effort you put in. And who you are and who you become is all about the effort you put in all areas, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And your marriage is the effort you put in. If you decide to miss training one day out of the week, it's going to show. If you decide to not run one day out of the week, it's still going to show. So all the little things build up to bigger things, right? And he would always tell me that. He's like, it's the little things. It's the little things. It's true. So boxing's really, like, I mean, it shaped our household a lot, and me personally. So
it's resilient, and, you know, just sometimes things don't need to be perfectly done. It's like, get them done, right? It's like, show up, get the work done, and it does add up in the end. What would you say maybe your proudest moment that you've had so far for you in this journey together with your partner?
my proudest moment personally as his partner, I feel like I have two. One is like the personal one where it's like, wow, like, I really feel like I became a stronger woman, and I saw that. I saw that in my communication. I saw that in the way that I've taken risks. I've seen that in the way that I've cut out of, how would you say, toxic forms of thinking, which I think is very easy in this generation to just be very me, you know, and toxic. So I think that's one of the big ones, because as a wife, like, you're a team, right? And what I bring and how I am, if it's good or bad, it's going to affect my husband. So I think the like, the proudest moment I've had is like stepping back, being like, wow, you're a different woman. Like, you are a woman, you know, you're not a girl anymore. And being able to see how I've started, like, we've always complimented each other, but how you compliment each other more, especially like in his last camp, you know, how we were able to really work as a team. And I was there to, like, actually help him and get him to where he also needed to be. And I would say another proud moment would be just in our marriage. You know, communication is huge, and when you start learning the friendship and when you start learning the communication, it's beautiful.
I'm truly just so inspired by everything you've chatted about today, and just really maintaining your sense of purpose, but also recognizing how important it is to be a wife and a partner, having faith. Let's talk about you and your business moves. Tell me about what projects you're working on right now.
So I'm super excited. Obviously, right now I have my clients, but as of now, I'm in the process of creating an online program. I really, really want to not just cater to girls that obviously want that physique, the aesthetics of it, but I also would like to help women that are in transitions, right? That are postpartum, premenopause, menopause, or just a mom and you're at home with your kids and you just want to feel better about yourself. And my online program is going to have every single stage that a woman is going through in life, along with meal plans, along with, things to assist their macros, supplements, and stuff like that. So it's definitely in the works and I'm excited.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me know the second that drops. I can't wait to
I
sign up.
definitely will.
Let us know how people can reach out and connect with you before we do our championship rounds here.
Oh my goodness, yes. You can definitely follow me on Instagram. It's Andrea Savannah. The Savannah ends with an H. Rosado. I would love to connect with all the women and just how we can be a community together and really support each other.
I love that. I'll definitely tag your info below as well. And before we let you go here, we'll do some championship rounds just to answer as fast as you can.
Yes.
Tell me 3 words that describe you.
3 words. Okay. Funny. I would say colorful and also creative.
Your current favorite workout move.
Ooh, Bulgarian split squat. It
Okay.
sucks, but I've seen the most improvements. It's really good.
How about a hidden talent that your followers don't know about?
Ooh, a hidden talent that my followers don't know about. I'm honestly a really good cook. Like my husband, he would tell me, he's like, babe, like you're my favorite cook. You make the best food. But now I'm like, yeah, I'm really good at this. Like I'm really good at this. Like baking, cooking, whatever. I'm like, wow, I actually enjoy this. I'm good at
Love
this.
it. Okay, we want to see some more posts about that for
Definitely
me.
will.
Very cool. And if your life right now were a movie, what would the title be?
The Prelude. So that just means basically it's an introduction. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of what's to come of me and also my husband, because he has some really big things going on too.
Let's go. I love it. Andrea Rosado, thank you so much